What up, ladies and gentlemen? Let's do another Trials deep dive, or whatever we decided to go with for the title on this new series. What's fun about these for me is I don't rewatch them beforehand. I kind of just go with it on the fly, and I think that's actually better because it means that I'm sort of figuring out what I was doing with you guys, and I think it provide better insight than if I were to go back with like a notebook and try to keep track of every little detail. It's like, no, you get the raw, genuine like version of this, right? Me seeing myself make these plays, see the enemy teams making the plays, and kind of figuring out what was going on in the spot. It's much better commentary, in my opinion. So here we are doing a carry, as we almost are always doing if you haven't gotten the idea. We're playing against a pretty darn good team of 3. I noticed the first round did not go our way, of course, and I start looking at them. A lot of the time when I load into Trials, you guys got to realize I do 10, 11, 12-hour streams. I'm not always focused. I'm just kind of on autopilot doing my thing. So a lot of times I'll notice like, oh, this team's a little bit serious. Like maybe I need to re-chat a little bit less, focus a little bit more, and that's what I'm doing here. Instead of just bum rushing in, I'm playing it a little bit slower, using that ice to my advantage because I do get resist, I get that kill, and then I just keep kind of firing my last word, making sure that the shotgun doesn't push in and kill me there. Most people use slugs, so I gotta stay really careful when I'm any close distance like that. I know I can just get picked off by a slug, so shooting the last word consistently means do not push me and allows me to get a new position. Stranger and I doing some nice jobs there team shotting, but unfortunately I kind of made a mistake there and I overextended, and then Stranger got slugged too, so now we're in a really bad spot where our carry's in a 1v1, which is sort of our job to never let that happen. And as you can see, he kind of ran out there and didn't put up much of a fight, and I think I noticed he's using weapons that aren't going to help him very much, sniper and an auto rifle, and if he's sort of staying behind us like that, it's not going to be good for the team. So I probably just gave him some suggestions on different weapons to use and probably tried to get him to be more willing to push in there. I did make a mistake and overextend. In a 3v1 position, you never want to give that guy 1v1s, and we gave him 3 1v1s, so that was our bad. Now we're down 0-2, and I'm going to definitely start adjusting my gameplay and trying to do everything I can and not let this get out of hand. And I'm being a little risky up there, jumping up there. I don't think I should be up there again, realistically. I'm unlikely to get a pick, but I'm very likely to get picks, and there I go, almost going down. In spots like that, you got to be really careful for jumping up and just giving them easy kills. It was 2v1, and it's unlikely I'm going to win those fights. Here I'm in a 1v1 position. The guy was one shot, and probably most people think I should have just gone and killed him. But right there, I had such a free revive and such an easy revive. I think it made more sense to do that. And realistically, it's worth rewinding just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So do you see where that res is? I get this pick. Now we're in a 2v1, and while I'm recovering, Stranger's going to go down, and he is so one shot. I hope the shuriken can get him, but because this revive is behind this block, I can get him safely. I know I'm not going to get shot off, and because of how weak he also was, I know that he's not going to be able to get a res while I'm doing this. I know that he's not going to go put himself in my lane while he has quite literally 0 health. So I'm free to get this revive, which means I'll be free to 2v1 against the other revives, and even throw the nade there to make it so they can't jump on. So now we're in a 3v1. Had I pushed up there and tried to kill him while he was no health, you never know. I might have gotten hit by a trip mine. He might have slug shotgunned me. It seemed like risk versus reward wasn't there. And I do think he has a little bit of lag too. That's probably why I looked at his body like that. Seems like the connection isn't perfect with that guy. So now we got a 1v2 or 1-2 spot going into heavy. I have no idea what happens this game. I just know I noted it for being a good one for potentially commentating. So we're going into this round blind together, friends. I have no idea what happens. 2 Dawn Blades, though. I'm probably aware that floats are on the table, but I'm not looking up in the air. I see them across. I figured I'd go for a different angle, and there I go, getting 2v1s again. I'm not learning my lesson in this game so far, and I'm sure I'm going to adapt my gameplay. The thing, I'm going to pause because I think it's worth... Actually, we can let the next round load in, but I'll pause before the action starts. The thing I think is really worth talking about is when you are losing in Trials, it's really important to try to understand what is making you lose. What is the problem right now? And it's hard on the spot to do that a lot of the time because there's a lot of things that is leading to it, and trying to analyze and deep dive into your own gameplay and your own teamwork on the spot is not necessarily going to be very beneficial. But pretty much every round we've lost so far, it's been because I have been a little bit too aggressive. I have overextended. I have been going for pushes. I have been trying to get picks, and these guys are holding like a freaking brick wall and just continue to team shot, team shot, team shot. So the best way to counter that is to either team shot back at them and team shot better, or be a little bit more careful when going for picks. I'm giving this advice to my past self, having no idea what I end up actually doing here to turn this game around. But because of what's been happening, my thoughts right now should be, okay, if I'm gonna go for a pick, do it in a more safe position, one where I can get shot once and recover, or be willing to go with my teammates. Here I notice someone's coming from behind, so I rotate left knowing that there can't be 3 people there. and I know both my teammates are with me. We did have a 2v3 or 3v2, I should say. Had we pushed up aggressively, we would have had that, but my teammates stayed a little bit behind me, and I think that's the main problem with this game so far, is that my teammates are just very behind me. Stranger's a great player, and there he gets a shotgun, but our carry does go down. Now we're in a 2v2 spot. Pretty standard situation, just 2-2. It's gonna just be who gets the pick, and because I get that body shot and we team, we're in a good spot now. I get to use my ice grenade to my advantage. Unfortunately, Stranger goes down, but ice resist is gonna help me a ton here. I've dealt 100 damage. I know he's unlikely to challenge now, so I decided to go for Stranger. This was actually pretty bad timing. If we win this round, we're gonna be lucky. Stranger might go down, but I do get the kill. We're now in a 1v1 position. I want to go back and rewatch this round and say what I could have done better. We do get the round win, but I absolutely could have played that better. So let's go back to the 1v1 here. You're going to see it in a second. Good team shots here from Stranger and I. Stranger goes down while I protect myself. Now I'm about to deal 100 damage to this guy. And right now, I should, instead of be reloading and hanging out here, I should be pushing back for Stranger's res. This guy is unlikely to come out and challenge while he has most of his health gone. And Stranger's going to be available for res by the time I get to him. You can see where his X is on radar. I know he's very close to me. But for some reason, I feel nervous to do that, and I shouldn't have. So instead, what I do is I let him heal, and I hold my ground. And that was a mistake. And then I go out late. It works out. But this was actually a misplay. And realistically, in order to be really successful in trials, taking those very important instant decisions seriously is going to win you a lot of games. If you, like I did, kind of hesitate, your window of opportunity might go away. So jumping on windows of opportunity and not hesitating is super important. I'm usually pretty good at it. I failed there, but we still won the rounds anyway. 2-3 now. Stranger and I pushing right. We sometimes push mid lane, but without stompies and without a warlock dodging in there, it's pretty risky. You're just late to the lane most of the time, and that's not a good snipe lane if you're late to it. I noticed there's one guy on right alone. This was a great push by me. It's been the exact same push that's led to me getting killed previously in the match, but in this spot I noticed one on radar there. I knew he was alone. I knew I could safely engage there and dodge out if for some reason I started to lose that primary fight. So now we're in a 3v2 and we're just kind of keeping it slow. Keep in mind, this team's been so good at team shooting. Sometimes it's a great idea to just jump on teams when they're in negative positions like this, but I was really nervous of their team shots. If I accidentally push a little bit too far forward, there's such a good chance that they would just 2v1 me and then before my teammates got there and then be in a 2v2 spot. So that pick did help us get up. It's 3-3 now. We're back in a position where we can win this game. I have my super before anybody else, and I'm aware of that. So I'm probably thinking right now that I want to try to find a spot to use this super. Using supers in trials is interesting. It's not always as simple as you got first super. You should use it. A lot of times people make really bad pushes with supers because they think they have to use it, and I'm probably trying to do everything I can to not do that. And perfect timing for me to be talking about that. That's exactly what just happened there. I'm going to rewind and kind of explain this a little bit more real quick. So this is what I want to do right now, guys. I want to find a good position to use this super so we can go up 4-3. I can make ords for my team, and maybe we can stop them next round before they even get a super. And I'm planning on doing it right now, but I notice the radar. I'm going to back up again. I'm sorry that I'm so bad at this, but it's kind of funny in a way. So I noticed the radar. I have a guy weak. I know he's retreating. I see two people on radar, and most people are probably thinking, if you see two people on radar, why wouldn't you jump out and use your super? But notice them split right now. Boom. Radar shows his right and left. And I have a pretty serious feeling that if I jump out there and use the super, I'm gonna die. I might take one with me, but the way the super works, you jump out, you throw the freeze thing first. While you're throwing that, they can keep shooting you, and I'm only gonna freeze one of these guys. So the other guy's gonna keep shooting me while the first guy gets frozen, and there's a chance I'm not even gonna get my tornado off. If I run out there and just go for it, I might die before my whole super gets off. And then we're down 3-4, I made no orbs, I lost my super, so I play really smart here and back up, realizing this isn't the spot for it. Yes, I want to use my super before these guys, but that doesn't mean I just want to blindly run in there. So now I'm trying to reposition and just find any window of opportunity I have. I noticed the red dot float, so I think I'm going to go for it now. Yep. And it's going to work out. I noticed the red dot float, and I had a feeling that I'd be able to capitalize on that, and he wouldn't expect me to know where he was. Our carry goes down, so we're in a 2v2, but the tornado pushing around gives me an easy opportunity to revive, and I even put the grenade to the left. So right there is area control at its finest, right? We have the tornado moving to the right, and we have the grenade on the left, making sure that I was able to get that revive, and we're going to secure this round. I'm pretty confident, but I do want to show you guys what I mean by that. So here comes the tornado, me deciding, all right, there's no way he's going to know that I know he's there. We're going to be able to get one kill here. Tornado's going to do this job for me and make sure that we don't get pushed from the right. And now I'm going to do the other job and make sure we don't get pushed from the left. So right, tornado, left, grenade, And now this res is completely safe. There is no angle this guy can take to possibly fight me off of it. We will be able to get this revive safely. And Tornado's actually hitting somebody a little bit, so I capitalize on that and push in. Trying to find the angle. Trying to get it. Getting it successfully, but Stranger goes down, and this is bad for us because it means the other revive is exposed. I trust Stranger to be able to guard that, and unfortunately the carry went with me instead of with Stranger. So now we're back in a 2v2, and I've sort of wasted a super, and the carry goes down. So 1v2 spot. Horrible, like, change of positions here. I kind of want to try to figure out what happened to make that happen. So we were in a 3v2, and while my carry and I were capitalizing on the guy alone, unfortunately, Stranger lost his 1v1, and that's just one of those things there's nothing you can do. The importance of splitting up. If Stranger wins that 1v1, we win the round there, but with him losing it, there's nobody on our team really misplayed anything, right? They separated, which was smart, and we jumped on somebody 2v1, which was smart. They just won their 1v1 and it left them an opportunity for the revive. Maybe in hindsight, we should have had 2 guarding the revive rather than 1, but it's hard in a trials round with so many pieces moving to position and plan like that. So I think it was an overall well-played round by both teams. Now I'm in a 1v1 with this man. I love these rounds, dude. We should probably go back and watch this whole round again. Stranger's now open because I got the revive. Now in a 2v2. So I love trials, guys. I'm sorry. I'm probably a broken record, but I love trials. There's so much decision making that happens in good games like this, right? So right there, they didn't know what to do about whether or not they should go back and pick up a revive or whether or not they should go after me. And they split up to do different jobs, which gave me a window of opportunity. It's not necessarily a bad play, but they just weren't sure which thing to prioritize. So here's them getting the revive earlier. My carry, unfortunately, going down. He should have probably backed up with me here. I could have maybe done a better job of calling out that I was sort of weak and not wanting to push. But I get bodied, which probably makes one of them feel confident in being able to push around. So they see me pushing around, and one takes the opportunity to go for the revive. Meanwhile, this guy continues to guard the res. Had they both stayed there, I lose this round. But instead, they split up and one went for the revive while one stayed with me, and now we're in a 2v2. I still don't know who wins this round. Stranger and I now together, though, guarding a res and with the zone up. And I've got this area of control grenade that is so good. We're capping the zone, but I'm not really trying to just stand on it and kill myself. I'm trying to just keep my toes on it, so that way maybe we can cap the zone and maybe they'll just push us. And we got the good 2v1 there. Now we're capping the zone. We're forcing them to make a play, come out, or we win, and we win. We played that round really well. That was a fun little chaotic one with all kinds of different decisions being made by both our team and by the enemy team. It worked out in our favor, but man, that was a complicated one. I love those kind of rounds. All right, so we're at 4-3. We used 1 super. They haven't used any yet, and they have all 3 of theirs. Stranger is very good with Stormcaller, though, and not very many people are used to it, and that's a huge pick. So now that we have a res down, we want to finish this game right now. We know that they don't have all their supers available. Stranger's going for his. I get killed by the Dawn Blade. Stranger's getting the Dawn Blade from behind, and we win this game. That was a fun one. So when you have, where are we at? So we go into this final round, right? Up 4-3. The other team, as you're going to see when we spawn in, has all of their supers. As soon as you get a pick on a player who has a super and you have 4 round wins, you need to make this your round. This is your round to win, because if you win this round, that super goes to orbit. But if you let them win this round, that super comes back into play in the 4-4 position. So as soon as I get that pick, Stranger knows, okay, I got to go for it now. Let me capitalize on that pick. They only have 2 supers instead of 3 this round. And like I said, Stranger's strong with his Stormcaller and is able to take out the Dawn Blades. That was a good game. Well played for sure. Very good team over there. And us doing a carry, needing to kind of figure out as we went how to sort of stop the bleeding, going down 0-2. What were they doing so much better than us? What could we do differently? We figured it out. Hopefully you learned something from this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Put a comment down there. Click that like button. Subscribe. Trying to grow the YouTube channels. Go subscribe to the Clips channel. That would be very nice of you too. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Later.